Welcome to the Lost and Foundry Show, where we do a deeper dive into the lives and the stories of our team and our staff here at the Foundry Ministries. Excited today to have John Wall with us. John has held a number of roles here at the Foundry, and excited to hear your story, John. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good to be here. Absolutely.
Well, John and I spoke beforehand, and we talked a little about his background and story, and shared some questions with you, John. I wanted to start off with, tell us about your faith journey and how God has prepared you and has brought you to the Foundry. How did God do that? What have you seen along the way?
Well, my faith journey really started as pastoral ministry. I mean, that's what I went to college for. And then after college in Missouri, God called my wife and I to Pennsylvania. And so we were in Pennsylvania for about 7.5 years, several different pastoral roles, but working mainly with church plants. And so I would actually work at the church at night and work at the day at a regular job. And so my regular job while I was in Pittsburgh for the majority of the time was working in warehousing for the oil field. So we did shipping and receiving for the oil field. And so I would do that during the day. And then I was a youth pastor at night or associate teaching pastor at night for church plants that were growing. And so once the Lord called us to Birmingham, really out of the blue, like he woke me up, it was in a dream. And I actually had to go look where Birmingham was on a map. I did not know where the state of Alabama was. And so I'm from Seattle, moved to Pittsburgh. Alabama was so far off of our radar, but when we heard the voice of the Lord to say go, we came. And so I was here, I was looking for a job. We came to church plant to pastor, and I was looking for a job. And one day I'm driving and I see a Foundry truck driving down the road, but something like that felt the Holy Spirit kind of speak to me, kind of tug me, like that's what, that. So I was looking at it, I was like, I don't know what that is, but I read the side of it, but that's a ministry, obviously. And so I went home that night and looked on the internet, still job searching like I had been, and never seen the Foundry on there. And that night I did, and it was for the assistant warehouse position. And so I applied. Obviously, warehousing was my background, and so I applied there. And 2 months later, I got the job, and that's how I started at the Foundry.
Awesome. How have you seen God's hand prepare you for your current role, what you're doing right now at the Foundry?
So I started out as the associate warehouse manager, and then I became the warehouse manager, and then I became counselor, and then now I'm the program manager at our non-resident facility, which is called Change Lives Christian Center. Honestly, growing up with my dad, I'm a pastor's kid, and so inner city ministry was our ministry. That's what we did. That was kind of where my bread and butter was. And so being able to talk to people from different type of cultures, different type of backgrounds, literally I just felt like God was preparing me for this journey from when I was a young boy and to now. So being able every day to step into this ministry, to see people that I've been dealing with really my whole life, but now that I get to impact their lives at a different level, it has been absolutely incredible. So I mean, really, I could say from the time I was 4 or 5 years old, God's been preparing me for the journey I'm on now, which I absolutely love. I wouldn't change it for anything. It's honestly one of the most amazing things that I get to do on a daily basis.
Awesome. And what does your current role entail? What do you do? What does your day look like? What do you do for the Foundry?
So I'm program manager, Change Lives Christian Center, and that's our non-resident facility. So when our guys get done here with 9 months at the Foundry, they have the option to come over to Change Lives Christian Center. And also Change Lives Christian Center, we bring in people who are homeless off of the street, and guys from other ministries. So when they go non-resident at other ministries, they come over there to us. So we have about 51 guys, 40 to 51 guys at one time, and we bring them over there. And our job is to help them become what we call head of household. So we have a thing called the life plan that they walk through, different steps. So we help them get their driver's license, their social security card, or we help them get their regular license. We had just one guy, Rufus, just got his license for the first time. It was just amazing to see that. And just to see a guy bought a car. Hunter Hannah bought a car the other day. It was a big deal for us. So just to see these guys grow. And so a win for us is actually, I joke around with them, is to kick them out. That's a win for us. Like we want you out of here. So they come in from 6 months to 2 years. That's the commitment we ask for them. Some guys, they go early, they get in there, they find a job, they start making money, they start really getting their life set up, and they leave a little bit earlier than 6 months. But most guys stay about 6 months to 2 years, and then we're excited to graduate them and watch them move on in life. And so that's a big win for us.
What is the Next Level Conference, and what has God laid on your heart for this conference?
Okay. This is a big deal for us. It's a big deal for me. So about 3 years ago, when I was actually walking through the worship center, I just really felt the Lord say, you should put on a conference. Like, I really felt like that, really a tug of my heart. So I went to Micah Andrews, who's our CEO, and I kind of really timid at the time. I didn't know how to ask him. I wasn't even in a pastoral role at all. I don't even think I even had spoken at the church yet, but I did. I just walked to his office and said, listen, this is what God has laid on my heart, is to do a conference. And he said, yes. Like, absolutely. Like, it was like, really, it was that easy? I would have probably did it, a few months earlier if I knew it was that easy. But he was like, absolutely. And so what the dream I laid in front of him was, I want to do a conference for our participants that cost them nothing, and we give them everything. And I want them to experience Jesus in just an amazing way. And so last year was our first year we did it. It was a 2-night conference. We saw a lot of people give their hearts to Jesus. We baptized over 40 people. And so it was just an amazing event. And so this year, we're August 19th and 20th, we're just taking it to another level with them, which is the next level is why we call it that. And so we have food trucks for them. We have a barbecue planned for them. We have baptisms planned for them, T-shirts, wristbands. We have thousands of dollars of giveaways just for them, and we have guest worship teams coming in, guest speakers coming in, and it's just all for our participants, all for free. We want them just to experience God and just be loved on, and so that was our heart behind the conference. So it's so exciting to really see God bring this thing to fruition. It's amazing. I mean, that's really my heart. That's my heart, to see really them blessed by Jesus. And so we have a phenomenal team here. I don't do this by myself. I have team members that work with me, and they're phenomenal. It's their heart also. So we pour about 5 months of our year into this 2-night event. So it's amazing.
What is your vision for the future for the Next Level conferences?
When we started this, I said, we're going to grow this. This is not going to stay the same. And my heart was to take this not just as the Foundry. We're going to start here at the Foundry, but take it to all of the faith-based rehabilitation centers in Alabama. And so this year, we're actually adding on 2 groups are going to come to our conference here at the Foundry. And so we want to expand where, we want it to be large, and we want it to be the same exact heart. No money, free. We want to bless you. We understand, some of them come out of a hard, tough time and just need to be loved on, and we want to do that. Some of them never experienced Jesus at all in their lives. You would be shocked how many people have never read their Bible and that come here. And so, I remember one guy, I was sitting in counseling, and I was talking to him about Jonah. And I looked up at him, and he had the most confused. And I said, "Wait, you don't know who Jonah is, do you?" And he was like, "No." And so to see someone come from there and to really experience Jesus, like to really experience Jesus in the way that they do at conferences, one of the most amazing ones. We want to expand. We want to next year bring in more groups, and the year after that bring in more groups, the year after that bring in more groups, until we touch every faith-based rehabilitation center in Alabama.
Awesome. John, I know the 3 years you've been at the Foundry, and you crossed paths with a lot of lives, a lot of program participants. Is there a story that sticks out in your mind that you've really seen God's hand upon the person? Is there someone that just sticks out that you'd like to share about their testimony?
Absolutely. Oh, there's many stories. So that's kind of a really big question. But I would say one guy in particular, his name was Spencer. And I remember, probably he was the only time that a guy brought me to tears. Like, I just wept with him, tears of joy. And I just remember what he looked like the day he came in. I was there, I was working in the warehouse, and to see this guy, he was so broken, skinny, and we used to laugh at him because he would always look for change in the warehouse. And I would ask him, "Why are you always looking for change?" And he's like, it was to the point, it was so bad that he didn't know he was doing it. Like, I would talk to him, he'd be like, "Oh, I didn't know I was doing it. And so through his months here, through his 12 months here, to see him grow, not only in Jesus, to grow as a leader, to grow as a person who we just put over the warehouse and let him and be a warehouse leader. But one of the greatest stories about him is he hadn't seen his daughter. It was years he hadn't seen his daughter, and I remember him talking about her and just the love he had for her, and he just had no idea like when he was ever going to see her again. And so I just remember telling him, Spencer, just be obedient to what God tells you to do, and he's going to bless you. I don't know what that looks like, but just be obedient to what God tells you to do. Yeah. And so he did. He stayed here. He worked hard. He championed this entire program. And I remember the mother of his daughter actually gave him a date. Like, okay, once you graduate the program, you can come and see your daughter. And so it started with, hey, she would send him pictures, and then it went on to FaceTime. And so the actual meeting day, he was doing so well that the daughter's mom and called him early and said, hey, your daughter's in a play or a dance, I can't remember, but I think it was a play. I want you to come and see her. And so I was laying in my bed, and I knew he was going to see her, but I didn't really know the particulars. He just said, hey, I get to go see my daughter. And so I was laying in my bed at night, and I hear my phone buzz with a text message, and I open it up, and I see pictures of him with his daughter. And I just broke down like a baby. I was just weeping in my bed to see that. And I called him, and we're screaming. I was like, are you serious? And she was so beautiful, so happy. And so to hear stories like that, he's a guy that's come back and helped us in different things that we do here, just to see God touch his life in that way. And there's many, many, many more stories like that, but his one was the one that came particularly to mind.
We, John, have a lot of followers that watch our podcast and listen, and they may be in a very dark place, or they have a loved one that's in a very dark and hopeless situation. John, do you have any words of encouragement, words of hope that you could give them right now as they watch this?
Yeah, we serve a big God. I think that's the thing I've learned here while I've been working here, is that we serve a big God that works incredible miracles. And I've seen the hand of God when he has his hand on people's lives, he changes it. And so I want to give them hope to say this, like, keep trusting in him. Don't give up on him. Maybe you have a family member, they were born on purpose with a purpose. If it's you were born on purpose with the purpose, and God has his hand on your life. I don't care what pit you may be in, how you may feel, what darkness that you may be in. Like, the hand of God is over your life, and I want you to just submit to him, give him your life, and I'm telling you, he's going to pull you out of that pit and make something so special out of you. So it may not be drug addiction, it may be depression, it may be you went through a divorce, maybe something really bad happened with your parents or with your family, and you don't know how you're going to get out of it. Like, God knows, he understands, he's absolutely in love with you, and he wants to be a part of your life. And when you give him your life, he's going to radically change it. And you're going to see, maybe a year from now, 6 months from now, you're going to look back at your life and say, how did it happen? Like, how did I get from there to here? And I'm telling you, God will do it. He will take you and make something so special out of you.
John, is anyone beyond hope? Is anyone hopeless?
No. Oh, absolutely no. God, not when we serve such a big God. Yeah, like this, he's so big and he's so mighty. They're never beyond hope. Like, give your life to him. Give him your hand and see what he'll do with it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. If you've liked what you've seen, please be sure to share this content on your social media channels. Tell others about it. This could be a word of tremendous encouragement to them. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on social media, and we would love for you to be engaged in what we're doing at the Foundry. Pay attention. God can do something amazing in your life. Hope you have a great week. God bless.